Welcome again to the Benster Show on another beautiful and exciting episode. Today, I'm humbled and honored to be with my very own dad. I call him father because of the role he played in my life, and I knew him long time ago. It's over 2 decades that we have known each other, and he's still part of my life. I'm Ben Stash, your host, and I'm with my dad, Obaba Enock Ndlela. But Enock kunjani? Yo, you know what?
It's just a great honor to be in this.
Yo, you know, I have to scream, I have to jump, or just disappear from this chair. You know, looking at the journey.
Yeah.
Or from where we come from. I need to tell the viewers so that they know exactly. Mina nawe I relationship yam nawe.
Yeah.
It started, I think it was 1999.
99,
Yeah, it was 1999. We met at Downtown Studios. And back then, in 1999, I was like this young man who's got a dream yokungena music industry, life yakhe all over the shore. And I met a loving man. There are not so many you will find at Johannesburg. At Johannesburg, it's either people take advantage of you, but he didn't. So mangimita ubaba Enock wangithanda ngale ndlela emangalisayo. Uma ngiza eJohannesburg wathi kimi gibela uze ngeza ngi-empty handed ngingaphathanga sikhwama ngingaphathanga zimpahla. On my first day of landing wangithatha saya I think it was elsewhere eyayise Dorenfontein. Mangifika lapha wangithengela wena mabhruku, wangithengela wena mashirt, wangithengela wena sicathulo. From head to toe. From there, ngathola indawo yokurenta. Indawo yokurenta lapha e-Ellis Park. Ngahlala khona, he was paying rent for mina, anginikeza i-pocket money. Namhlanje makunale show, i-Benster Show, I feel honored. Out of all my guests, I value them all. I love every single one of them. But there is not a guest as big as Ubaba Ndlela on this show. And any other guest that is going to come after this show, there will never be a guest as big as Ubaba Ndlela. If umama wambeka phila, perhaps it was gonna be my mom. So right now, it's only me, no baba Ndlela, but Enock ngembiza, but Enock. You know, I remember again, there's a time you said to me, you know what, it's fine. You were writing me checks, you know. You were writing me checks, go pay your rent. Boza sihlangane, nginikeze imali, ngithenga ukudla, ngiphile ngisurvive. Wathi kimi, but what if ngingahamba ngiye eDurban manje? How are you going to survive? This is what he said to me. Then he gave me 60 bucks. Wangithatha saya at GP Street and Davos. Between GP Street and Davos and Van Villach, kunale ndawo la kuthengiswa khona is like an Ethiopian market, like thengiswa khona impahla. Wathi kimi ungangena la and buy something. Ngangena lapha ngathenga izigqoko, ama-beanies, ngathenga ama-socks, ngathatha lawo ma-socks lawo, ngathi ngiphuma lapha ngangiwaphethe so ama-socks ngezandla. Mangifika endlini ama-socks sewaphelile bawathengile. In other words, he was training me to learn how to stand on my own. Because at Joburg or anywhere in the world, you can never survive if you are dependent. And he's been part of my life, and I am so grateful. Baba Enock Ndlela. You know, into engiyithandayo after all these years, I always tell people ukuthi kunento abantu abangayivaluish i relationship. As for you, You have dealt with so many people. Like in the music industry, you worked with big companies. Sisazokhuluma ngalokho. You met a lot of people abafike Joburg nabo beze bayifanela nami. You understand? Abanye babo, I mean, mhlamba ubazi namhlanje ukuthi bakuphi. But mina, I feel honored ukuthi after these years we're still together. And we're still together even after this show. We talk, we meet. Did I welcome you to the show? I welcome you to the show. And ngicela usitshele nje like ijourney yakho ngoba mangikumeetha mina you were the guru your music. You know, you were the guru and wow travela kakhulu. Uqale kanjani mhlambe mawungena ku music back in the day?
You know what's excuse me. What is exciting is, firstly, I thank you for what you just said. I'm sorry about this.
Sure.
You know, but what I've learned, if I can spend maybe a few seconds in what you were saying.
Yeah.
When Ben came here, he had a dream. You cannot. What I've learned is that you cannot stop a person who has a dream. It was unstoppable. It was going out there, you know.
Wow.
Anyway, you had a dream and no one could have stopped it.
I love that.
Really?
I love that.
Really? Because
You can't stop a person who has a dream.
Yeah.
All that you need is a dream.
Exactly.
Listen, you might not have money. When I came, I just said, my story is different than many people in Joburg.
Yeah.
Most people come with their luggages. I came empty-handed. So if today I have a cup, this is 100% gain on my side. Because when I landed on the shores of Johannesburg, I did not even have a plastic and a zimpahla. So when you see me wearing a t-shirt, it's 100% gain. But thank God for bringing good people like Enock. But the profound thing you just said now is that you can't stop a person who has a dream. Thank you, Enock.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll just swing on my my history. It was also very challenging. But you know, I come from a home with seven siblings, with four girls, 3 boys, and so on. So what happened? What started is that after before the 1976 riots, you know, I left school because of financial problems. My father wasn't working, my mother was uneducated, and 7 children, most of them were not working, the sisters, as you know. So I went there's a place they were saying, it's a 20 Albert Street, where you have to get your IDs and all that.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I was looking for a job because you have to stand there and wait for a person who wants to employ somebody. It was a different scenario completely. So one day I see this guy with a van. He says, yeah, I need some people.
Wow.
Yeah, who are looking for a job, drivers who can drive.
Okay.
And fortunately, I just got my driver's license from, you know, during that time, it was very difficult to get a driver's license as an African person.
Yes,
because
but yours is that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was in that apartheid era, it was difficult because they were reluctant to give to issue licenses to African people. But fortunately, I got that license, and I went to EMI. This guy, we are sitting on the van. He's driving. We didn't even know. I didn't know, and the other guys didn't know where we were going to. Still did. EMI Music. It's an international company.
Yeah.
They're looking for drivers, and I said. Then I started. Now I don't know. You know, deliveries. They started a distribution branch. So I started to as a we deliver the music. Uh, cause, there were no cassettes at the time; they were just vinyl. There's a company also. It was a subsidiary company, but they call it EMI Music for Pleasure. They were doing the cover version of all the hits in the world. They put them on one album. So I was selling that stuff. In fact, I was delivering that stuff. Afterwards, they thought, let's put him, let him climb the stairs, so that, I'll call it promotion anyway. They said, okay, you're going to be a representative, you're going to be a salesperson. I've started delivering. That time, there was there was only one. There was only a few record companies.
Okay.
I mean, record stores. I mean, the stores. Yeah, there was a few record stores.
But I also think there were a few record companies as well.
Yeah, the record companies were there, like Gallo. But I don't. There was no Sony.
Okay.
And most of them were independent, small, like people who started, but most of them are owned by whites. So, but there was only one Pick and Pay in South Africa, in Boksburg.
Wow.
Roy Ackerman, yeah.
Wow.
He had a head-on with the government because he was even selling petrol cheaper. So it was against the government, a law of the government.
Wow.
Roy Ackerman. So this music is like if the Beatles have a hit, it's a compilation of all the big hits in the world. They used to be re-recorded here. And they used to pick the guys who can mimic those people, who can imitate those people. One of them was Neville Nash, because Neville Nash could sing and was one of the great singers, Neville Nash. And there were others. So they will go to the Ellen in the studio, EMI studio, which was in Pritchard Street, Pritchard and Sauer Street.
Yeah.
And they will record that album. And it was selling because you get about 20 songs, 10, I'm not sure now, 10 or 20 songs in one album. And they're all hits, from overseas. And then I have to sell them. We couldn't. It was not a sale. It's a very different kind of sale that we were doing because it was all on consignment. You go to Pick and Pay, you put all those albums there. You only pay the Pick and Pay will only pay for what they sold.
To sales.
Yeah. According to sales.
Yeah.
On consignment. And then they expanded. Got a lot of other albums from other record companies overseas.
Yes.
So I was, as I said, I was a salesperson, but I have to go all over the country. And there was only one game, and it was in Durban.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and then that time the biggest supermarkets was OK Bazaars.
Wow.
And in Joburg, there was one in Elof Street.
Wow.
Yeah, so the OK Bazaars I used to sell a lot of that because I was a salesperson and a merchandiser as well, because in merchandising, you're displaying your stuff so that people buy your stuff. From there, then I was recruited. I was, let's say, by the marketing department of EMI International, so as a public relations officer and and a promoter, to do marketing. And I was trained there. You know, there's a guy who was from overseas. The company was called American Sage Masters. So they tell you learn everything about new, sales, marketing, and all that. So as a marketing and promotional, and they were trying to get the African market because in the African market they didn't have. So they put me there. They said, okay, we want a crossover, which is English albums that can sell among the African people, you know. So that's what and then that means that I have to do promotion and submit some albums that to radio. That's what that time it was Radio Zulu, Radio Sutu. I think you still remember that time.
Yes, I
Radio
do remember
Tswana,
this.
Radio Ndlela, and all
Yeah.
that. So I used to pick the song that I know it can be accepted by African people.
Okay.
You know, so and promote them, and they started to sell. You know, people was listening to ABBA. You know, it's a Swedish.
Yes.
You know, and then they have
You were behind promoting ABBA in South Africa.
ABBA and
Wow, this is big.
it was ABBA. In fact,
Wow. Wow.
there was a group called Hot Chocolate. It was huge overseas, and it was huge here as well. You know, and then so it started there, and then. But they wanted to build the catalog. So they brought, I remember they brought this singer. There's a guy called Hilton Rosenthal. He brought a singer. They said, let's record something for the African people so that we can get more sales. I remember they gave me this single. They were singing. It's just like a small record.
Okay.
Yeah. So they gave me this song. They said to see what you can do because you're doing most of the African radio station. So I promoted it. It was a single called "Was a Friday."
Okay.
And the song apparently it was Sipho and Johnny.
Sipho who? Hostics.
Sipho, no. Sipho Nkun.
Okay.
Johnny Clegg.
Oh, Sipho and Johnny Clegg.
Sipho and Johnny.
Yeah.
Was a Friday.
Whoa, I remember the song. Was
Yeah,
a Friday,
Friday.
my darling. Was umsebenzi unjani
Yeah,
upogile wena
uphelile.
something wawuphelile.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
that
God,
album was huge.
That means I am that
That was
old.
a singer. And it was promoted by Koos Gatebe. Koos Gatebe was a top DJ. So he had a slot on Radio Zulu called, what was it? Ezamapungu Namachichi. At 9 o'clock every Saturday. So Koos Gatebe was pumping that song and it was huge. And then the manager of Sipho and Johnny, Hilton Rosenthal, decided to form a group. They call it Joluga. They call it Juluga.
Yeah, Juluga. I
Yeah.
remember Juluga.
So they made it. So that's how. But because of the way I was promoting the stuff that was there, you know, like
Yes.
we had, as I say, we had crossovers.
Wow.
I was recruited to CCP, Clive Calder Production. Clive Calder Production was a company that was recording mostly colored people. Richard John Smith.
Okay.
Richard John Smith was the top selling artist in South Africa during that time.
Okay.
You know, and then it was mixing like Babs Mlangeni. You know, Babs Mlangeni was a big artist also. So they took me to CCP, and then that's where I met Steve Kekane, and I met the Brenda Fassie, and the dudes, and you know, Blondie, Papa and Blondie,
Yeah.
and Spank, which was a family of the McKenna family,
Okay.
the sisters and the brothers. So that it went well also, but I was also involved in changing ideas, how to promote certain things. So CCP was one of the top, was the main record company.
Okay.
Because we were up there. We were competing against Gayalo because they had Ndlela and they
Okay.
had other. But at that time, we had the cheek to cheek, and we started importing some stuff, English stuff from America, like the labels.
Okay.
And that's where we got Ashford and Simpson, and we got Ed Lou, and those big artists overseas. So it was now in the 80s. That was
You also promoted the Boys to Men in South Africa.
Yeah, well, after then, because I was employed by Sony. What Motown was sold to Universal Music,
Okay.
and then they wanted a person, a label manager, and they appointed me as a label manager there, and then I was handling, as Boys to Men. There's a lot. The Motown label is a very big label.
Sure.
During that time. But unfortunately, that time Michael Jackson already left. But I was doing the old Michael Jackson.
And so you were
catalog.
also promoting Michael Jackson's products, but the
Yeah.
old Michael Jackson's
old,
products in South Africa.
ABC.
Wow! Wow! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Diana Ross,
Oh!
Diana
Oh!
Ross, yeah.
You are the man behind the music we were listening on the radio. But it's so amazing that you did so much work and with so much big names. Because, I mean, how many people can associate their names with Michael Jackson?
And then that time, you know what came?
Yeah.
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men!
First time,
Yeah.
the first album, Cool High Harmony, they gave it to me. In fact, what happens is it hit gold. John Amma Trading
Wow!
also.
Yes.
But it was on, John Amma Trading was on the label, they call it A&M,
Wow.
Yeah, so all that, and then you have Barry White and Isaac Hayes.
Wow.
And I was promoting all that stuff. And then,
Wow.
but I was the label manager of, I was the liaison direct to Los Angeles reporting. And
Wow.
my budget and all that, and the feedback, because, and a report, every month I have to do a report to
Los
Motown,
Angeles.
yeah, Los Angeles. Wow. So they were excited. In fact, because and then there was John Amma Trading is at A&M, but it's under Universal Music.
Okay.
So to promote it for African audience or market. So John Amma Trading even came here in South Africa because her album that she released, Hearts and Flowers,
Okay.
was the first country in the world to hit gold was South Africa.
South Africa.
So she came here, she was very appreciative. She said it's the first country that hit gold. And then she performed in Swaziland.
Wow.
With Jonathan Butler.
Wow.
So that it went on like that. But I then concentrated on, when I was concentrating on, then I concentrated on more jazz, which is Motown jazz.
Okay.
So after then, I left, as you know.
Yeah.
I started, we started a small company with, we wanted to start something with Chuko Twala.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I remember you've taken me to Chico Twala's house,
yeah,
I think 3 times or so. Yeah.
yeah, we recorded some stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, the relationship didn't go very far, you know.
Yeah.
And I left, and I started my own record company called Dow Production.
Yes.
Yeah, Dow Production, because my first album was a Sotho traditional called Sitsukuzane Samikadi, you know, which was very good. It was traditional. It was more like Tauya Matsecha. And I don't know how many people know. I don't know you guys here. If you know, it's only Sotho people maybe will understand, because it's a Sotho tradition. It's more like a Tauya Matsecha. Tauya Matsecha, they recorded it Paul Simon.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Simon. I mean, that album, Graceland, was the biggest album, they sales internationally.
Yes.
Yeah, so they included, yeah. So I knew that the music from the Sothos there was a market for it.
Okay.
So I started that my company, Dow Production. And then I met Untuli, Tembegosi Ntuli, because I wanted to expand my catalog,
Yeah.
even to the Zulu people.
Yes.
Yeah. So with the Zulu, we recorded some few Zulus which were not successful.
Okay.
The sales were not that good.
Yes.
But I just spotted this guy who was working with him with Tembegosi Ntuli. His name was Umkumeni.
Yeah.
Know? So Umkumeni, we decided to make him, because he was a backing singer of Machicha Mhlophe.
Oh.
He was a backing singer for Machicha Mhlophe. So we recorded Umkumeni. And as you know, in South Africa, if you are a South African, you know the story of Umkumeni.
Yes.
He was very, very good person, good-hearted. It was unfortunate to lose a guy like that who passed away.
Wow.
You know? And, you know, I can even say now he was one of the humblest person.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, because I think he was recruited by other unscrupulous African record companies, you know.
Okay.
Because, you know, we were discussing the dance. And I said, it's amazing that the African people, if they want to steal, they're going to go to another African.
True.
You know? And I
True.
said, why didn't they take
True.
Mahaugela from Galo? No, they don't.
No.
Because the Kimis, they don't. They just come to me.
And
But I laugh about it now, because I think it's not really wise for...
Wow.
You know? Yeah. So, unfortunately, Umkumeni passed away, you know, a very nice person. My heart was broken. And I said, but he left me, because
Yes.
they promised him a lot of money.
Yes.
And then he left our production.
Yeah.
So that's so
Mgumeni started with Dow Production.
yeah.
Let it sink. Umgumeni undlule ezandleni zababa uEnock uNdlela. Wow.
Yeah, it was very,
Wow.
we worked very well. No Mgumeni.
And then later on, there's a gentleman who surfaced claiming to be Mgumeni.
Yeah, and then
from the grave.
Oh, I was interviewed. All of a sudden, I'm getting these calls from Radio Zulu, and it was, now they already changed to cause FM.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Is it Mgumeni? I said, you can see it's not Mgumeni, this person.
Wow.
And he claims to be coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
To, you know.
That story.
It was a big story.
That story was bizarre.
It was a huge story.
That story was bizarre. In so much that, I mean, if I remember well,
Yeah.
it's like this man, remember Mgumeni had a wife or something?
Yeah, I
and,
know.
And then they said, wife naye agreed. I mean, those are now hearsays to say, but wife I agreed ukuthi nguye Mgumeni. So this guy did commit a crime.
Exactly.
A crime that was never heard of in South Africa.
Exactly.
I think this guy Magunama records while in South Africa, he deserves that. I mean, Guinness World Record.
Of lying
Yeah,
as
I
a
mean,
liar.
and then but Enoch, then what happened to the music industry as you knew it then?
Yeah, you mean after, the only thing that really was devastating is when piracy came in.
Oh
Because
God,
you
piracy.
to take an artist and work on an artist is not easy. You spend lots of money.
You
I mean, the
spend a lot.
studio, there's studio fees, session fees, and there's transport and all that, and you spend all that money. And a person and a design, you
Sure,
know very
sure.
well. You've
I
done
know
it
it.
many
Yeah,
times.
I know it.
So after that, a person gets a master tape like that, a copy, and makes his own copy and just. But I like to say now that I think the government was very, very, very
Lenient?
and
Yeah.
it was like supportive because that's theft.
That's
Don't do
theft.
anything like that.
Intellectual property theft.
Exactly. But
That was what was happening on the streets of Johannesburg. I think this is where it started. I think this ill started here in Joburg.
Exactly.
Piracy.
Exactly.
Do you remember at first there were those TDK cassettes?
Yeah.
Do you remember the
Yeah,
TDK
yeah,
cassettes?
Yeah.
And then people started dubbing.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean,
TDK, yeah.
you had that double,
Yeah, you have a double, yeah.
deck
Yes.
or something. Then people started with that. Then I think piracy worsened when it became CDs.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
music
yeah,
now
they-
moved from cassettes
Yeah.
to CDs.
Yeah.
Because I think it was so easy to duplicate CDs because
Yeah.
all you needed was a computer. Your
Exactly.
simple computer,
Exactly.
when it had the, what you call that, the duplicating slots.
Yeah.
I mean, you could duplicate like 3 CDs in less than a minute.
Exactly. And it's
Then later on, I saw there was a 20 duplicator, like slots.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
box
They
box
used to
with
sell
20
it,
what you call it, slots.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't. Then on the streets you would find a CD for 5 rand. I think it was 5 rand, 5 rand or something.
10 rand.
10 rand?
Yeah, not more than 10 rand because they spend nothing. You spend 30,000 or they spend to make it duplicate. You buy even
You just buy
shops like
one.
yours used to sell CDRs.
Yeah.
So you can buy it for 10
the
rand.
CDR.
Yes,
Yeah.
CDR, yeah.
And so, what would you like to say to government for not taking control of that situation right when it started?
Chico really fought against it. Yeah. He was the only one who was fighting against it.
Yes.
And because Nomzwake Mbule.
Yes.
Omzwake used to go and then they used to take the way. But you know who was being harassed?
Yeah.
It was Chico Mzwake. By the
They
police.
paid a price.
The police.
Wow.
Because
they
said-
paid the price for fighting for what is right.
Exactly. They said it's illegal to do that and take something from other people. And, Chico really tried very hard because Chico, I mean, his albums were big.
Like
like,
Brenda Fassie.
Yeah, like,
and stuff.
Vulindlela.
Yeah, Vulindlela.
And even Papa Stop the War with Mzwake Mbule.
Wow.
So can you imagine how much, and he used to sit in the studio, that guy. We used to go into the studio at 10 and go out at 10 and 2 in the morning.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was
Chico is a
abnormal.
hard worker.
Chico is a hard worker.
Hard worker.
Do you have a word for Chico? Please look at that camera
Yeah.
and say whatever is in your heart to Chico.
Yeah, Chico, a very good friend, honest person, has been, there's a lot of things that were thrown in him, unfair things that Chico never did. Chico never cheated any artist. I was there, I saw when he was paying
Wow.
the people who were performing. But now, I think the only thing that people don't understand, if you if you go to a session and you're going to sing, you make you make arrangement with the producer or whoever the company is
Sure.
to sing there, and then after you sing, you get your money, session fee. We used to call it session fee.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with the sales that time because there's no album.
Yeah,
So
there's no
I've
album.
heard this thing, people say, "Oh, he robbed me because that album sold more." You know,
Yeah,
it was the risk. I mean,
You were
if I
only
sit down
hired
with
for
you
that.
and you sign, you say, "Okay, I'm a backing singer." It has nothing to do with the sales because some songs don't sell afterwards.
Yeah,
But you
some
already
songs
sang.
don't
Yeah.
sell, yeah,
So
but you
this
release them.
man worked very hard, and I'm telling you, the government, the old government, didn't like him. And
Okay.
yeah, because he was. I mean, there's a song that Ndlela.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We miss you, Manela. Where are you?
Yeah, that was Mandela, which the white
Am I
people
that
never.
dinosaur old guys to know that song? We miss you, Manela, Nella.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they knew who was referring to. You know, who was
Oh
referring
my
Mandela,
God.
Mandela,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
And,
Mandela.
yeah, and then, you know, a black president with Brenda Fassie. You know, we were close with Brenda Fassie. I would like to say this, you know, before
Yes.
the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, I know Brenda Fassie, young girl, you know, with big dreams, you know, just like you are, you know.
Oh, thank you.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm telling you, he was humble. He used to stay, I used to stay, I stayed in Fuller South.
Yeah.
And she was renting a room in Rockville. So
Okay.
it was not far from.
Wow.
But we were at CCP at that time.
Okay.
So I used to drop her off in Rockville
Yes.
and pick her up in the morning, you know, for rehearsals with the dudes and all that. She was very humble. She stayed in there, and then, you know, as I like to repeat this. This was one of the top bands. Desmond Fetch and I can now I forgot some of
You
them.
can't remember all the band members.
Offhand, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, Semi and you know, and then Sutuga as a host or we were there, you know, but let me focus on Brenda Fassie.
Yeah.
Very, very good person.
Wow.
You
My
know,
brother.
what you
My
know,
brother.
he used to say, yeah.
Do you know
But
ukuthi
you know,
una how long ashonile manje?
Oh, obviously in the night, I think she passed away.
Early 20s. It's
Early 20s. You
yeah.
have it. Yeah, I
yeah.
think
It is
21
it is
or-
18 years
Yeah.
this year.
Very, very good person. I don't know what happened. And the only thing I like about you, I really admire about her, you know.
Yeah.
She, I think, to be honest, I have to say this. You know, Brenda, when she started, I don't know, I mean, I think maybe it depended. When she started to be like a radical attitude, you know, there,
Okay.
she's
Yeah,
doing
sure.
this, she's doing this, she's doing
Yeah.
this. And I said, you know, I remember we went, I went to a club many times. In fact, one day they call it Razzmatazz.
Yes.
It was owned by a friend of mine. You know,
Yeah.
The best DJ in South Africa.
Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz, Soli Ramets. There
Okay.
was no DJ for Soli Ramets.
Wow.
And I said, may his may
his soul
spirit
rest in
soul
peace.
rest in peace. Yes, the top DJ. This guy is the first guy who opened a multiracial club
Wow.
in South Africa
During apartheid.
during apartheid. We were in a club. We would go to a nightclub,
Yes.
and the hippos were outside waiting for us to come out.
So that you can be arrested.
There were Indians, colored, whites, and whatever. But the hippos,
Yeah.
as you know, there was those army army trucks that used to.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
them. We call them ama-hippo. I mean, I don't know labantwana bamanje ukuthi bayayazi yini hippo ukuthi yini.
Yeah.
I-hippo mina ngiyayazi.
Yeah.
Angazi ukuthi bayibiza ngani manje.
Yeah, no, angithi manje everything is fine, you know. Yeah.
Is it really fine, or else we are just
No, you know, it's superficial.
fooling ourselves? It's superficial.
It's superficial.
Yeah,
you know,
it's superficial.
because it's like now the game is, what do they want? Let's give them this, even if it's poisonous, it's okay. You know?
Wow.
You know, there, as long as it peps them up and like the
Yes.
you know, the most important thing here is to share the wealth in South Africa, not the fun,
Not the fun.
Yeah,
Share the wealth.
the wealth.
Share
Because
the
there
wealth
is
of the country.
people who came here,
Yeah.
not one of them had a bar of gold.
Not one of them had a bar of
bar
gold.
of gold, yeah.
Wow, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, not one of them. I'm going to say this can be controversial.
Yeah.
The biggest diamond in the world was found in South Africa.
Wow.
It's called the Cullinan. It
Yeah.
was found in Pretoria.
Yes.
You know where it is now?
Where
In
it is?
England, in a museum.
Uzwile ukuthi unakunjana uQueen Elizabeth ohambile.
Yeah, they told me that.
Uthini ngaleyo ndaba leyo ngoba phela ukhala ngokuthi idayimani elikhulu lase South Africa lilapha libuya nini?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I know it's a controversial statement. I don't know.
What makes it controversial? It's
Yeah,
the truth.
It is,
If it is the truth.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a Cullinan, you know?
Yeah.
And another thing is that the biggest diamond mine,
Yeah.
they're not the biggest. Yeah, it's the biggest and the deepest.
Yes.
You know, it's Kimberley.
Wow.
So
Right
go
here
to
in
Kimberley.
SA.
So all I'm saying, I know we can't rewrite history. I mean, the past, you know.
Yeah, sure.
All I'm saying, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
You know.
What is the future for each generation?
Exactly. When I stay in Kensington, you know, and I see these guys pulling those trolleys.
Yeah.
You know, they're pulling the trolleys. They're getting, you know, they get almost nothing with, you know, but they still pull the trolleys so that they and I challenge people that, you know, South Africa, there's money, and so
There's money.
There's
wealth
you know?
here.
There's wealth here.
There's wealth here.
There's wealth in South Africa.
Do you,
but-
do you know, I think I need to magnify the statement that you just said. That in South Africa, it's not about sharing the fun.
Yeah,
Let it be about sharing the wealth.
exactly.
That is Babu Enock Ndlela saying, let us share the wealth.
Yeah,
Because we're talking about democracy. Somebody might say, what democracy? When people are earning 350 rand from the government, right?
yeah.
And why is it that we have so many people who are desperate to earn 350 rand? That means something is not right in this country.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing is that then there are these laws that, you know, firstly, it's a contradictory thing. You know, the people like to copy the things that are happening in England. They want to turn this into an English colony, maybe. It used to be, yeah, exactly. So everything that is in English is prime.
Yeah, sure.
So if it's your vernacular,
yeah,
it's low.
nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if I'm more inclined, look, let me just be specific to what I'm saying. The laws of South Africa are drafted from the laws of England.
The laws of South Africa are drafted from the laws of England. Mr. Ndlela says yes.
In English, there might have been
changes.
Changes there.
Yeah, alterations here and there.
But are they suitable to Africanism?
Are they meeting the needs, the core needs of the people?
Exactly.
But Enock, you know, sorry, you know what? You know that you and I love music so much. Today I told Odwa. Odwa is my producer,
Yeah.
and I told Tebogo, who is my my content producer. I woke up today. I was listening to this song, Yaga Nina Simone.
Yeah, yeah.
Nina Simone is singing about the revolution.
Yeah.
And in fact, I said, can you please write me these lyrics? I want to read them on the podcast or on this show. And say, Nina Simone says, now let us talk about revolution. I know that some people will say I am preaching hate.
Yeah,
He says,
yeah.
even the constitution has to bend.
Yeah.
Uthi, the real struggle is to stay alive.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, there is somebody who doesn't know which uzodlani endlini. That's their real struggle.
Yeah.
Ngoba food is basic. And I only have one question maybe to ask the government. Because right now, our president is Cyril Ramaphosa. Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, President of South Africa, are you happy that the people you are presiding over or the people that you are leading are queuing a post office by your tola 350 rand? Should we call that your legacy? Thank you.
Yeah, meanwhile, they told about freedom of speech, and they said, no, that is political, you're getting into political. If they should judge whether you're telling a lie or a truth, that's how you have to judge the whole thing.
True.
Are you telling the truth? Or,
Yeah.
And
Or
we're
you're
not,
telling a lie.
we're not, I'm not a person really who really attack government and all that. We're not attacking the government, we're expressing ourselves.
We are expressing ourselves
if you,
as
you
citizens.
get people that they mustn't say anything,
Yeah.
that's
That is
you call
dictatorship,
your country a democracy.
Yeah.
That's a contradiction. It's not a democracy.
But I also want people to understand that South Africa deserves better. Again, I must say, South Africa deserves better than the 350 rand. South Africa deserves better policies that will enable people to do their own businesses without red tapes. And South Africa deserves better, whereby the country needs to prioritize industry. Yeah. Everything we're wearing today is imported. I will not be shocked to learn that the sugar I use on my tea is coming from another country. What is it as a country that we are producing, right? And distributing even to the world. But we can't only be a country that consumes and have no industry. That is where you will have, and please, I will explode if I can ever see President Ramaphosa the next day atige, hey, we give our people 350 rand. Cyril, 150 rand. 350 rand. That tells you ukuthi kune poverty enkulu eSouth Africa. Please let us fix it. It has to be fixed. And the only person who can fix that is you, because you are in the highest seat there is in South Africa. And okay, I don't want to go to Ndlela yena kunjani phala because angiyazi let the law take its course. But it is heartbreaking for any, I mean, I don't know if maybe there is a South African who doesn't take this to heart and say it is heartbreaking to learn ukuthi kunama scandals whereby kuthiwa imali ifihlwe kubo matrasi and stuff like that. What is that shit?
Yeah, but end of the day is I think everything started with the negotiation at Codes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is I think that's where everybody fumbled.
That's
because
where everybody fumbled.
what was the whole you can't what was the whole thing? What was it? Because the first thing they're supposed to do, this is my take on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think when they were in 1990, when Mandela was released,
Yeah.
and then there was the National Party government was
Yes.
dissolved.
Yes.
When they went to negotiate about the future of South Africa,
Yeah.
it was, I think they were supposed, every party to bring a representative and have a multi-party
Sitting.
parliament.
Okay.
So ANC bring your representative, PAC bring,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Everybody.
It was suicidal
Okay.
to get people who have never voted for hundreds of years and said, now we're voting. It's like I've been training
Yes.
for many years and said, let's run a marathon. You haven't been training. Yes. So I think there was supposed to be a window of maybe 20, not 20, maybe 3 decades
Okay.
of a multi-party.
Okay.
That time, then you don't have the government of this and government of this, you know. So the National Party will bring them, the AWB will bring them, and the wealth in South Africa is enough for everybody. But now, if you...
Can you say that again? But Enock, listen, I just love this. The wealth in South Africa is enough for everybody.
Yeah.
So why do we have people who are getting peanut crumbs?
Because the bulk of the money is... Look, the bulk of the money... Let me make an example.
Yeah.
You know, something that's deviated a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, as you know, Iraq was attacked
Yes.
by the United States, you know.
Yes.
But what was really there? It was the gold
Oh my God.
and the money that was there. In Iraq, they said, no, why do you keep it to yourself? Why don't you take it to the World Bank? So Saddam says, why? Why must I take the gold and take it to the World Bank, you know? So there was this thing about weapon of mass destruction. They never found it.
Yeah.
There was no, but they found the gold.
They found
And
the
the
gold,
dollars.
but they did not find
Because-
the nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
But you look what are you telling me today?
Really.
Oh my God.
You can Google what the money, Iraqi money. It's on Google. You can find it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But
You know,
yes.
know, Saddam wanted to unite the Arab nation.
Yes.
So Kuwait and all those people, they will sell their oil to whoever wants to buy the oil and keep the dollars. So there were dollars in the palace of. He kept him for. He was keeping all these things for
Hoarding
Iraqis,
money.
For Iraqis.
Okay.
He says, why must our money stay somewhere else?
Oh.
So that this can be a controversial statement, but it's the truth. That's why I said, when you tell the truth,
Yeah.
you tell the,
Yeah, just tell the truth.
Yeah, if a person has a contention about that,
Yeah.
they can say, okay, we're taking you to court.
Yeah, sure.
And let's bring all the evidence,
Yeah.
you know.
And
so
and the
says,
truth shall prevail.
Yeah, so we go back.
Yeah.
We inheriting, before, you must remember, P.W. Botha was supposed to make a speech. P.W. Botha was persuading, or Big Botha was persuading P.W. Botha. They all they start with P and Botha, P
Yeah,
and Botha.
sure.
They're confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Big Botha said, you know, we have sanctions. There was sanctions against South Africa.
Okay.
That's how the apartheid things ended. So, Big Botha, P.W. Botha,
Yes.
was supposed to release Mandela and demolish apartheid.
Okay.
And they said they're crossing the Rubicon. When he went on stage, he was shivering, so he didn't deliver.
Wow.
So de Klerk And the National Party said, oh, we're removing him, but we're going to release Mandela. You know? And that time, the people, we're staying in Soweto. There are no lights. There's no electricity in Soweto. There was no electricity for a long time in Soweto.
Yes.
So in Baula, Namalahle, and all that.
Sure.
The money, where was the money at the time? It was in the hands of. Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. So when you go and you vote and the people who go into power, firstly, they don't know and they have no experience in running the country. Mm-hmm. And we can blame them, but at the same time, that's why I said in CODESA, they're supposed to have representative.
Sure.
Because if you are in a parliament,
yes,
if there's a decision,
yes,
it will involve all the wealth.
It will involve all the wealth. But then we know that capitalism will never allow wealth to move from the hands of the few to everybody. So I think that is the biggest pandemic we are facing.
Exactly.
And the crisis of this 350 rand. I saw a story. Let us dwell a little bit in 350 rand. You as a parent, will you be happy ukuthi umntwana wakho will just get my hands out with 350 rand from the government? And any other parent, okay, let me talk to us now, my generation and younger. Will you be happy that umntwana wakho will only live and survive by the 350 rand a handout from the government when there is enough wealth in the country that can feed everybody? In fact, in South Africa, everybody can have a decent living. There is no decent living out of 350 rand. And I'm saying to whosoever is a recipient of the 350 rand, go take it. But you deserve better. If that 350 rand the government gives you and you qualify for it, go get it. But you deserve better. I saw a video somewhere in Africa in recent times whereby the government brought bags of rice to the people, the government officials, and the youth mobilized themselves and said, take your bags of rice with you. We do not need a bag of rice. All we need jobs.
Yeah.
What is it?
I saw that.
Yeah. Oh yes, you saw it. We don't need bags of rice. In fact, let me say, South Africa does not need 350 rands. South Africa needs jobs. South Africa needs opportunities that will enable them to create their own wealth. Right now, I think, who is this? Ndlela. I had Ndlela, and I also had Ubaba Umzwa Kembuli. Yes, we were talking about township economy. When you go to townships are dry. Uma sikhula thina, mina mangikhula, kwakunobaba lapha on a dry cleaner. I will never forget that. Kwakune supermarket elokishini lami, kwaVusumuzi ngingawabala. Because our township was not that big. Sasine supermarket kwaVusumuzi. And then kwakune supermarket kaMhayise. Yes, kaMhayise. And then kwakune supermarket iWelcome supermarket. Yaga mama ulina Nkosi e6. Then kwakune supermarket kaMdala laphaya e7. Then kwakune supermarket kaMasilela. Kwakune supermarket e17. Those are the supermarkets I call elokishini lami uma ngikhula mina. I'm talking about the infrastructure eyakhiwa ama owners. Laba mina engibabalayo. Namhlanje mawufika, the infrastructure is still there. But a South African is not running a business in those. What happened? Something is not right, but Enock.
Yeah, you know, to sum this thing on is that I'm going to answer with a question.
Sure.
you have the deepest diamond
In the
mine
world. Yeah.
in the world,
Yeah.
Kimberley. And then you have the deepest mine, gold mine
Yeah.
in the world, Western Deep Levels, Klerksdorp,
Okay.
you know?
Yes.
But you don't have money.
How come?
So
How come?
that's why I said that negotiation was a big problem.
That
Because
Codesa.
it was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be, we close every money. In fact, there was supposed to be, if we're talking about constitution, there was supposed to be a law or legislation
Yes.
that says you cannot have so much money all by yourself. They limit the money that they can have.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
You
because-
cannot have more than this amount.
Yeah, they will say, okay, here is a level.
Yeah.
You can't have more.
They
You
will
can
still
have-
bypass it.
Yeah.
They will still bypass it because now they will use their relatives and friends.
You mean now? I mean, I'm saying
Or
in
back
1994.
then. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're not
oh.
supposed to have a 10 billions
Yeah. Yeah.
when people are starving.
When
You know?
people are starving.
Yeah, because there's 10 billions. Where does it come? There's no money that comes from overseas that come to South Africa.
No,
the
there's no
money
money.
is
Yes.
from South Africa
Yes.
to overseas.
And also South
And,
South Africa is feeding the world with her resources.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, in England, let me make an example. Another thing is that some of the stuff they went to, like, in fact, I think whoever came up with this idea, let's take the money, Africa. You know, Egypt, it's been the time of Pharaoh. They have the most gold. Egypt. The
Yeah,
pharaohs,
sure,
they're wearing gold. And
Oh, yes.
even their chariots are gold.
Yeah.
Where was it coming? Now tell me one gold mine in Egypt. There's not even one. All that they came from Africa.
Wow.
So we're guilty of many things.
So in other words, can we say we are still under oppression and
Yeah.
now we are under economic oppression and there are these social ills. I don't know who is attacking South Africa, but I believe that South Africa is under siege with drugs. And
Yeah.
lento le yama drugs, I believe there is a hand behind indaba le yama drugs. There is a hand with Enock. It can't be that ama cities, towns, and even deep rural areas in South Africa, right? Abantwana babulawa ama drugs. When you also stayed in Durban, akuhambeki at Durban CBD. Lapha South Beach.
Yeah.
Balala, you know what? Amahobos, they were there from time
they've been
immemorial,
there in
right?
every country.
But how come is it there are so many? Nase mini. Yes, go to amahobo at least bowabona kahle kahle ebusuku. But manje go to Eddington Hospital.
Yeah.
Mawuya lapha ya.
Eddington,
Yeah, mawuya lapha ya
yeah.
Eddington Hospital.
Yeah.
How many people you pass abanganandawo yokuhlala?
Yeah.
Right? Kwenzakalani?
That's a very strong statement. All I'm saying, how about trying to locate or trying to, I don't know what word I can use, where the money is. I mean,
Yes.
if you lose money now, anyway, that money will be somewhere. It will be either in your bank or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I think they have to find out where the money lies. Because South Africa is not a poor country.
No, South Africa is not a poor country.
You know?
Can we please
Where
say that?
is the money?
And say it over
Not
again.
Zuma, where's the money? Zuma doesn't have money.
Yeah, no.
You know, where is
Uzuma
the South
bamqedile
African?
ngama legal costs.
Yeah, so where's the money? As I said, where's the money that was derived from the mining industry? Now, even platinum is worth more than gold. Platinum per ounce is far more than gold now.
Yes.
But now, where's the money going to?
Where's the money going to?
Okay, now you can search. I mean, you have detectives. You have maybe must have something like FBI, because these. And then they said, okay, let's search and tell these African people, our people, South African people,
Yes.
that there is money, but we have to get it out. Because they're paying 360, because the government is trying now to get money from SARS, through SARS,
Through SARS.
Through SARS.
So that they can tax us to the bone marrow. Do you get what I'm saying? Put it
Yeah,
out.
I think, to be honest, it was, and I go back to Codesa, there was no, we were supposed to start voting when we already know what voting is, now it was racial, it's still racial, divided.
Okay, yeah.
Our thing.
Like, I mean, our society.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, when we go to voting.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
go to Cape Town,
yes. Oh,
Cape
yes.
Town, the colored,
yes.
says, oh, we're going to vote the DA because they're white people. And the DA, we're going to vote the white people. Because we can't blame them, because there was no voter education.
Can I tell you where I felt the racial tension with Guma polling stations? Mangihlala eGreenstone.
Hey.
Mangihlala eGreenstone angithi nga-register, well, I had to move inakhunjana kwi-voters roll ukuthi ngiyo-register eGreenstone. EQ, Caucasians, nathi laphaya. But uyabona ukuthi kunale tension.
The tension is like it's a boxing match.
Yeah, kune tension. So kahle kahle kusho ukuthi iSouth Africa isemela eyayime khona ekuqaleni.
Exactly. And
kusho ukuthi asikaka movie kahle.
No, I think as I said, it's even today there are a few people on our interview, and I ask them why they're voting for this party. They will say, I vote for it because everybody is voting. And everybody was, it means colored people say, colored people will vote for it.
I mean, did I call you, Enock, before ama local elections lawa andlulile? Did I call you to say, hey, yaza ngazi ukuthi ngizovotela bani? Didn't I call you?
Yeah, you called me.
I called you.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was in a dilemma.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I found myself in that dilemma.
Exactly.
And can I tell you,
thanks
to Cyril Ramaphosa for Guti Abe president of South Africa. Right now, I don't know who to vote for. And so, in other words, I don't care. And how I wish abantu lena kunjani be-ANC laba aba-arrogant abangafuni ukulalela abantu, let them keep their Cyril lapha phezulu, ne? There will be a lot of people like me who will not know who to vote for. And I must say this and say it loud and clear, because angisabe kukusho lokho. Before ngiqala ukuvota mina 1994, and ever since 1994 bengivotela i-ANC, ngiyithanda, ngize ngicampaigna, ngigqoka neyikipa, ngihlanya. But kunele kwafika ubaba uRamaphosa, I'm telling you guys, andizi, I'm running away. I am okay. And how I wish. Khona manje, I don't care who can become president in South Africa. And futhi mangithi ngiyabheka, noma bangathi bangatomula ubani, bangisizile, they have liberated me from politics yase South Africa. So I will never care. I will never feel pain. And that's it.
And I think if voting, it has to be redesigned.
No, it has to be redesigned.
I'll tell you why.
It has to be redesigned.
Real, I'm telling you.
Sure.
People at the moment, they don't know why they're voting.
No, they don't know why they're voting.
They don't know why they're voting for so-and-so.
Sure.
You go to KwaZulu, they want to vote, and I said, until you get that done, it's like you can never win, because if I know that, okay, let's say here is a marathon and there's a favorite. You want to know why he's going to win that marathon, because he trained hard and he tried and he cares about other people. He wanted to run, he wanted to give money to his family and all that. So it's easy to say, this guy is going to win because he's been training. But now, we vote for people who get positions
Yeah.
because they put the placard there.
Okay.
You
But
don't know the history of that person.
You do not know the
how
history.
that person conducts himself, how he runs his business or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, because that party won,
Yes.
they put that person there.
But ngisacela ukushona into and then mhlambe then sesizovala. Into eyangishaya kakhulu ngopresident wethu Cyril Ramaphosa. Makafika kwipresidency. Kwaba namaruma wokuthi uspende ngicela ungizwe bhuti no.
Yeah.
Uspende about R1 billion, right? Allegations lawo ne.
Yeah.
But in English it there's no smoke without fire. How can you spend R1 billion? Usafuna Ndlela lapha because already you are rich. I mean spending R1 billion must you have it all. Hayi ke ngiyayibona ke leyo ke. Manje sekuzothi vu le eyephalaphala. Vele it tells me mina ne ngingumuntu wase South Africa ukuthi kusho ukuthi uyabona if kunento president wethu anganankinga ngayo ne akanayo inkinga sheni ngemali. Yabona imali akanayo inkinga yemali. No. Leyo nje is one of the least problems uCyril angaba nazo inkinga yani yemali. But what about us as a country? Must we elect lento le eye rice? Please don't give us bags of rice. Enable abantu base South Africa. South Africa mayilalela abantu. Ngicela uquota uNhlanhla Lax. Ngibuyela kulento yakho le oyishoyo eParliament. uNhlanhla Lax ngim-understandile kunento ayiranayo ibizwa ngenakhunjana ngeSoweto Parliament.
Yeah.
Yabona uthi kule Soweto Parliament it's us people base Soweto siyazenzela. We are running the ama ills wala sidila nawo thina heads on ngoba we are on the ground. Uma sesiqedile la i-interview umuntu ahamba naye uthi kahle kahle this thing it is the people's parliament. Then people's parliament kahle kahle everywhere abantu lapho abakhona khona. Maybe South Africa kumele ishintshe i-focus manje. Asisuse i-focus ekubhekeni kulama parliamentarian aholayo ahamba ngama blue lights. You understand? Angithi bayahola and then banemali ezingaka then banama blue lights so they are protected, you can't talk to them. Khona manje nje kule podcast le I challenge any minister, ngicela ukukhuluma nje ngama ministers, any minister of any portfolio or any department in South Africa, call us, come to us. Sibona ukuthi vele you are representing us. Uyi minister yethu, but because maybe sile show encane enganagama elikhulu, then nobody will come. Ngithe ngiyachallenger i-minister manje.
Exactly.
My numbers are 073 485 2940. Please come to us, talk to us and talk to the people because these media platforms, they are the future.
Yeah. It's true. And
It's
I mean,
true.
my challenge is that
Yeah.
if those ministers that are supposed, those we
They will
see,
never come.
When the ones we see during voting time,
Yeah.
that the ones they put,
Sure.
you know,
Sure.
let them be interviewed.
Yeah.
Let them come here and be interviewed and said, okay, if my party wins the election,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this and this and this and this.
No, we're tired. We are fatigued. We don't want to. We've been hearing that a lot, 1,000 times.
Yeah, but they've never been interviewed. What happens, here's a procedure.
Yeah.
You vote for the party,
Yeah.
and the party chooses a person, any person, you're going to be a minister of this finance. You are a minister of agriculture. Do you have experience about agriculture? No, it doesn't. It
No.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay, ngisacela ke
And then do you
sikhulume
have
futhi ngicela sikhulume ngalama ministers. Minister osuka from this portfolio
Yes,
to another
to another
portfolio.
portfolio.
Mawusuzwile so usukile kule portfolio to another portfolio.
Yeah.
Yabo ayikho into engidaka njengale statement sokuthi kune-9 wasted years. Mawubheka kwi-bench, kusasa yibo laba bebavele bakhona. So kusho ukuthi kahle kusho ukuthi i-9 wasted years nguzuma i-1 ke.
So I can tell you one thing. It's like in a soccer match, you have someone who's supposed to score goals, but he's never scored goals.
Yeah.
You hope that he's going to score goals and the club will win. So that's what we're in, because we don't know if they appoint certain person.
Yes.
The credentials of that person.
Sure.
You don't know.
Sure.
You don't know where he comes from, or you don't know, and then he's a minister. I mean, there's many question marks about the minister. I'm not saying only to one party, political party.
Sure.
All these political parties.
Yeah.
People vote for that party, and then they get votes, and they decide. And you don't know. In fact, it's the first time you see this person, and then it's like you take your car and you give it to somebody that, okay, you can take these people in this to this area, maybe to Pulukwane, but you don't know whether he's got a valid driver's license.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's where it happens, because if you told us the people who have potential to be ministers, who they are, let them commit themselves. Because now you're not committed.
Mina, I no longer trust the process. In fact,
the process is bad. There's no process, in fact.
There's no process.
I
no longer trust the process. I am just okay.
Yeah.
You know what? To be frank with you, I don't have a president. I don't have a president.
Yeah.
I don't have a parliament. Oh, manje vele parliament yanishile, so I'm okay. Vele angina parliament kodwa parliament yami ishile. I mean, you understand. So I don't have a president. I declare president yala South Africa party mina mangibheka states nezinto the way kwenzeka ngakhona. I am very sorry. I am not led. I think I am okay.
I think we need a president okay, from now on I'm going to take all the monies.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
You can't have 20 billions when people
will he not be killed?
No.
Will he not be killed?
No. I'm not talking about the president.
Yeah.
I'm saying generally.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
Because that's I've just made those 3 examples.
Yeah.
I said that the deepest mine in the world is in South Africa. And
the deepest diamond mine and the deepest gold mine.
Yeah. It's deep at Gladstone.
Yes.
It's the deepest. It's in the World Book of Records is the deepest.
Do you know ukuthi kuvukani kimi? Kuvuka umama uLeta Mbuli. Umhlaba wakithi bo. Usemi ndawonye.
Yeah.
Akukho mehluko kulelizwe.
Exactly.
Khawula makhamandela.
So the people who think that we must go through, I think there's enough money here in South Africa. I don't even think maybe there's that positive. Maybe there's a little bit of poverty.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, there is no way that all the minerals in South Africa cannot accommodate 58 million people.
Yeah, there is no way.
There's no way.
There's no way. In fact, Enock ngisacela ukuthi ke ngisho nawo amagama ne. In fact, South Africa kufuneka ngabe akekho umuntu ohluphekayo.
Yeah.
La eSouth Africa kufanele ngabe akekho umuntu olala angazi ukuthi uzodlani.
Exactly.
La eSouth Africa kufanele ngabe akekho umuntu ojajuliswa ukuthola i350 rand. Ngicela ningizwe. Wathatheni ama 360 whatever it is. But you deserve better. And it's only the government engenza ini umehluko. But can we call it a day?
Oh, yeah.
Can we please call it a day? And I am so thankful. And I think I'm still going to call you some more so that you and you come, we talk randomly. We never planned this.
Yeah, we didn't.
It's not even on my...
In fact, it's not hatred.
It is not even on my script.
Yeah.
This is not even on my script.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am glad it unfolded the way that it did.
Yeah,
Because it was supposed to. Ngisacela ukukhuluma ngendaba ye-fear. Indaba ye-fear angiqale nje ngi-address mina. Mina angisabi, number one. Angisabi muntu, angisabi kufa. Because one way or the other ngizondlula emhlabeni. But if ngingandlula ngishiye i-voice, I am okay.
Yeah. Me too.
Thank you. I am okay. Yeah. If ngingandlula ngishiye i-voice, because this video, no government, no anybody will delete it. This video will last as long as it can live. Yeah. And this video le eyanamhlanje nginawe Enock izophila many years sesingasekho.
Fortunately, it's about the truth.
It's about the truth.
It's not about
the
hatred.
truth. We have to say how we feel.
Anybody is bad or evil or whatever. Yeah. It's the truth.
It's nothing personal.
If you stop people from telling the truth, you have to delete the charge in all the courts of perjury.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because perjury is when you tell a lie.
Sure.
And, even the court, they put you in jail for telling lies.
Sure.
So when you tell the truth, you should be promoted.
Wow. No. When you tell the truth, Pella, I think the truth is the new offensive speech.
Yeah.
I mean, do you get it?
Yeah.
So the truth is the new of. Ngoba abantu bathanda mediocre. I mean, people must not say it. They must say it indirect. Why saying it indirect? Number one, njengoba ngihleli la, if President Cyril Ramaphosa is my president, ne? Will I be able to communicate naye? Noma ungabhala ubhalele leya presidency. Mhlambe ngeke azayithole noma ngayithola ngeke aze a respond. So by the way, thank God there's a camera in front of me, I can talk. And guess what I know, the power of a footage. It goes unlimitless. You can never stop it.
Exactly. The title president means a presiding person.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's not a you can say is a person or who's in charge of it. But if you denote that, it's presiding.
Sure.
So if anything is wrong, who do you consult?
Mabamfake futhi ku second term. You know ukuthi bathini laba abathanda uCyril. Bathi ubani suitable candidate? Are you telling us ukuthi kule 58 million yabantu or whatever yabantu abala eSouth Africa? So uCyril uye nje kuphela nje. I know, man, this is sick.
Aren't they bringing this law? I don't even know that you shouldn't say certain negativity. I don't know, as people you work with different type of people. There is an act now, you're making an inflammatory
statement.
Yeah. Well, what was it law? I don't know. Do you know about it? Yeah, there's a law.
I will have to research that. Please,
I just want to see.
How come I don't know about it?
Yeah, but
because I like to stay updated.
That you're spreading rumors or whatever,
Yeah.
So they have to gag you.
Yeah, but mina ne into engishoyo, and I think in South Africa we deserve a better president. For now, mina, this is my opinion as a South African. I think I deserve. I deserve a better president, and that's it. But Enock, I love you.
Thanks.
And you know what? I love you, and I'm so honored. uNkulunkulu angithathe angisondeze eduze komuntu ofana nawe, for all these years. And today sisasekhona mina nawe masihlangana, we never thought ukuthi ngo-2022 sizobe sihleli kanje sikhuluma kunama camera. Ngisacela ukukutshela, do you know what is this all that you see?
No, I don't know. I was just
look at me. Asking. Look at me. This is your success and this is your legacy. You grabbed me by the hand. You helped me stand. Today I am able to speak. and even share a conversation with you on this table. If there is anybody in the world who can take credit for all of this, it's you. And
I
thank you
give
very
that
much.
credit to you because your heart, you have that I don't know how to describe it. You have a heart of moving forward. As if even what you're doing now is exactly what you were doing. You didn't want to be pushed back.
No.
You were going forward.
Sure.
For whatever, whatever may come. I'm going
Listen,
forward.
I would rather die
Yeah.
than letting somebody triumph over my head.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would rather die than having anybody infringe my dignity. I would rather die.
Yeah.
I think death then will be it, rather than to let anybody dictate my life and whatever. And I've got a brain. Into ebulalayo yini ukusaba. You understand that,
Yeah.
Abantu abaningi babulawa yini ukusaba. So let me wrap this conversation. And would you like to say something?
Last thing, you know. We know South Africa is a Christian country. It's a religious country.
No, it used to be.
It used to be.
Yeah,
But
it used
let
to
me
be.
quote a verse in the Bible.
Yeah.
It says, if you see a sin committed and you keep quiet,
Yeah.
you're sinning.
You sin. Oh, thank you very much.
It's
If
a
you
sin.
see sin
if
committed,
if
Yeah.
you see a sin
Yeah.
and you go and call it sin,
yeah.
you are sinning.
Thank you very much.
So people said, we have to keep quiet. And when you see things, some people need to be woken up, wake them up and tell them that we see. Because if you keep quiet, people think, I can do anything. They don't see what I'm doing.
That's the end between me and ubaba wami Enock Ndlela. I'm so honored. uNkulunkulu wangisondeza ebantwini abaphilayo, abantu abane backbone, abantu abasebenzisa ibrain yabo positively. People who groomed me. We all need grooming. I have this word to all of us South Africans. When you are watching this, don't be fearful. Fear cripples the mind. And uma upila with fear, you have no life whatsoever. Come whatever, let life happen and let it unfold. But let us face the truth as it is.
Yeah.
In fact, for the first time, let me say, uNkulunkulu anenze kahle.